FiftyForward's mission is to provide pathways for lifelong learning and well-being and health to adults age 50 and over. We have programs for people who are very active through all of our centers. We also have many programs for people who are more frail and homebound who need special assistance in order to continue to live in the community. And then we have dozens and dozens of exciting volunteer opportunities at our agency and also throughout the community.
I was very skeptical to come. It took me probably a year to literally walk through the door. And I was just so impressed that I just felt at home. I thought, this is the place for me.
I enjoy coming here. I have to make choices of which programs I want to attend. Our calendar is full every day.
When I became a widow, I became more active at Madison 50Forward Center. So when Fred came along, I didn't do many more bus trips, but we did more of the activities.
I'm there 4 days a week. I do the exercise classes and I help volunteer whenever I can.
It's fun to walk in a center and see a group of seniors playing cards or pool or the yoga class or planning their next event.
That we can do things as couples. We're in genealogy together, and that's a passion that we have.
The main thing that I like is the socializing with people at different ages. In my classes have people in there from 60 years old and all the way up to 90.
We have a lot of fun. They'll bring in somebody special to talk to us or play games. We even play Wii sometimes.
The Wii game is an electronic game that's played on television. You can bowl, you can play golf, you can play tennis. No, it's going to do one. If someone's in a wheelchair, anyone can play Wii.
We just have lots of fun here and make really good friends.
It's just kind of like family. It's really what it's like.
We have 8 centers. We have 2 in Williamson County. We have 5 in Davidson County. And then we also have an 8th location, and that's our Adult Day Services program at Second Presbyterian Church. Actually, this program is probably the longest standing program in the United States as far as a social model for working with people who are frail, who need a day-long type of program. It's a great benefit both to the families who may need to continue to work and also to the older person who needs some special care and supervision. We have a wide variety of programs for people who are more frail and homebound. Generally, our work with a person who is living at home and needs extra special support in order to continue to live in the community starts with just a real good assessment of what that person's situation is. And we have care managers who will go to the home and they'll meet with the person, often talk with family members, and just determine what services will be needed for that person to remain living as independently as possible.
Some clients require 8 hours, some clients require, 4 or 6 hours. So it depends on their conditions. And at the homes, some clients require you might cook a little something for them. And we're not supposed to clean, but if I go into a place where it's dirty, I'm going to clean it from my own reason.
Well, I was pleasantly surprised when Adrienne mentioned that my mother and grandmother were eligible for Meals on Wheels, because it was our impression that just low-income families could receive those services. And even though my mother and grandmother were not wealthy, they were not really low income, but they were in need in that they could not prepare their own meals. And that was the huge lifesaver for our family.
I've been getting meals for the past 6 years. And when I first started getting them, I was really sick.
I really have a heart for homebound people and for those who can't get out to go grocery shopping or who might have a hard time fixing a meal. And it just brings me a lot of joy to be able to help them in that very small but very essential way to provide them a hot meal and a little bit of human interaction.
Just about every volunteer would stay and visit with my mother and grandmother. Some would bring roses from their garden, and they became friends.
The fact that I can provide that for them I enjoy that, and that's meaningful to me.
We have hundreds of volunteer opportunities throughout the community. A good example would be our Retired Senior Volunteer Program.
RSVP is the Retired Senior Volunteer Program for seniors, giving them a meaningful volunteer activity. Mailings, visitations, library assistance, friendly visitors, you name it.
My mother, even though she was handicapped, still wanted to get involved, do what she could do to help the organization, and she got involved with their FLIP program, Friends Learning in Pairs.
It's very successful. We have about 200 volunteers who do tutoring and mentoring with children who have difficulty in primarily reading, although we do some math tutoring in several schools in Davidson and Williamson County.
I read a book to them. I'll read one page, they read the next page. We go over vocabulary words, and it helps to boost their self-esteem. It makes them feel good. They feel like, well, I can do this.
And you meet the cutest kids. And some are shy, and some are very outgoing. And it's just a nice thing, and you feel like you're doing something that's good.
It's a very win-win situation. The volunteers say that they get more from it than the children, and the children just make great strides in their schoolwork.
I know there are a lot of seniors out there that would love to do this.
There's not enough people that understand what does go on in here.
That's right.
And if they were to get involved, I mean, I think it just opens up a broad horizon for them.
We had a woman who had moved here. Her son was dying of cancer. She and her husband moved here, and a few months after they moved here, her husband very suddenly died of a heart attack, and then her son died shortly after. And she came into one of our centers and was talking with someone about membership, and she became active, and the person who had met her actually saw her about 4 months later out in the community, and she was with a group of folks from our center, and she was laughing and having dinner and talking. And when she stopped by their table to say hello, the woman said, well, I just wanted to tell you something. The day that I came to the center, I was so down, and I had lost so much, and I just did not know what to do, and I was actually considering killing myself. So what seemed to be a very simple kind of resource and intervention, certainly in her case, made the difference between life and death, potentially.
This is my happy place.
When a new person walks in, my goal is to hopefully make them feel as welcome as I did that first day.
If you help others and you stay busy, you don't have time to think about yourself, and you feel better, you live longer, and you're providing a great service.
To be able to sit with people, and I love it. I just hate for the weekend to come along.
I started socializing down at Knowles Senior Center, and through that, over there we met. And
6 months later, we were married.